Somebody gifted me the book You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay in 2018 because I was reading Elif Shafak, The 14 Rules of Love. I read You Can Heal Your Life and I started looking for Louise Hay videos on YouTube. There was one video that I very distinctly remember. She was addressing a crowd in a large hall and she had passed on these hand mirrors to everybody. And she just told them, look at the mirror. And everyone was looking in the mirror. And in the background, she was saying, all of us are dealing with issues in our life. And all of us are looking for ways that we can be rescued. Someone in some situation, something that can take us out of our helplessness. So look in the mirror. That person you see in the mirror, that is your savior. That is the hero you want in your life. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching. My name is Dheera. And who is Dheera? To answer the quintessential question, who am I? To put it in a nutshell, I think I'm a dream maker. I am a dream chaser. I dream and I encourage everybody to dream. That has been the story of my life. I was born in a small town in Uttar Pradesh named Saharanpur. Very early on in my childhood, an English teacher told me that I am meant for bigger things and that I should fly high. And like all of us, we remember what our teachers tell us. I remembered what that teacher said. And so after finishing my 12th from there, I pursued graduation in computer science. That is also another story. I wanted to pursue arts, English, I wanted to be a journalist, and I ended up being a computer science graduate. From there, I moved to Pune to pursue my MBA. So my career started with IT. You know, the boom of IT was big time that time, and I entered into that world. I spent about 13 years being an IT engineer, traveled the world, traveled different parts of the world. And so, what IT gave me is beautiful experiences, beautiful wisdom that I collected from different parts of the world. And then life had planned something different for me. Me and my best friend, we decided that because we have so much of passion for what we do, why don't we do something of our own? It was basically her who initiated our stepping into doing a business of our own. So we ventured into hospitality. We initiated restaurants and beauty salon. And when the business was growing, my friend invited me to join her as a part of the business. That is how entrepreneurship happened to me. So I am an entrepreneur even today. I run the business along with my business partner and my friend. We have restaurants. I also have a salon that I still look into day to day. It was in 2018 that my life took a little bit of a different turn. I was dealing with a lot of personal and emotional issues in my life. And I met Louise Hay in spirit. Somebody gifted me her book, You Can Heal Your Life. And that started a completely different chapter in my life. And because I am somebody who does not believe in limiting myself to just one role, I have always been somebody who's juggled a lot of different things at the same time. In fact, doing one thing bores me even today. I find it very monotonous to keep on doing one thing over and over again. So I think that came as a beautiful blessing, not only to heal me, but also to bring something to the world, something which is very simple and yet so powerful and so doable. That is how I became a life coach. I became a hypnotherapist. I am a tarot reader. I am a numerologist. And that is the kind of life that I think, always wanted to live. Will my journey end here? Will the roles that I am playing in my life end here? Not at all. I haven't stopped dreaming. I haven't stopped asking. So there are going to be more roles, more things that I will do. For example, writing a book is on the card. I will be an author very soon. And I will add on to this list as I move on. For me, the nourishment of life comes from dreaming more, from asking more. And I think I will always be that person. So, in a nutshell, this is who I am. So, like I mentioned, it was the year 2018 when, for my personal healing, I started reading Louise Hay. I started understanding her work. And it was a very simple message that Louis says that, everything that you see around you, things which are working and things which are not working, is nothing but a reflection of what is going inside of you. And that kind of stuck with me. Until that time, I was dealing with a lot of abandonment issues from my mother, from my family, from my partner. And when I just turned the mirror inside, I realized that it is basically me who is abandoning myself. So, what is it that I can do to embrace myself and not ask other people to embrace me? From this point onwards, my journey of self discovery and learning started. From 2018 to 2020, I was just devouring and savoring any and everything that came my way that could heal me one way or the other. And this knowledge, this yearning to know more of who I am, that took me to a path where I understood those parts of me which I had actually never ever realized. In 2020, when I separated from my partner and I moved into this beautiful house, I realized that maybe now I'm ready to talk about my own journey. Maybe now I'm ready to pass on this message that has helped me. So it's not a very complicated way to heal yourself. It's very simply asks you to love yourself unconditionally. That is where, during one of my own journaling, this name Swayam came up. In fact, the name Swayam came up during one of the vision board exercises I was doing during my life coach training. I still have that poster with me. I don't know from where I was guided for this name. When I actually sat back and tried to understand what does it mean, Swayam means yourself. And that is what we are all trying to do, right? We are all trying to understand ourselves. We are all trying to become better than who we are. So, this entire life journey is about trying to understand and know our own selves. So, Swayam started in the year 2020. Now, initially, my plan was to make Swayam an aggregator platform where all healers and all teachers and coaches will come together, and I will provide them a marketing place. I will provide them with infrastructure where you don't have to scout for places anymore. I will provide it to you because remember, I was and am an entrepreneur. So it is the business that strikes to me first. So from that business idea, which is still very detailed, outlined in my journal, I started reaching out to healers and teachers, telling them, hey, I have this thing, which I think will benefit you a lot. Would you like to collaborate with me? Some teachers I met with a lot of disdain. Some just laughed at my face. Some did not say it that openly, but just said, we'll get back to you. But nothing happened. And that took me back into reflection one more time. Remember the abandonment that I talk about. And I felt rejected one more time. I felt abandoned one more time. And when I look back inside what I was doing, I was looking for validation from outside, which I could have given myself. And ironically, the name that I was pushing for, the name Swayam, itself signifies, it embodies, it symbolizes the self. And there and then I decided this is not about others, it's about me. It's about what I bring to the world. And so Swayam became mine. It became my place where I speak up, I give my voice, and I tell people what is it that I feel or what is it that I have to say for various things. And that's when, amateur home videos started happening. My friend, who is also my business partner, she sat along with me and with our amateur cameras, our phone cameras, making a stand out of multiple books, we started capturing videos. So if you go to the Swayam Instagram profile today and you scroll down to the first two, three videos, you will see how they were recorded. But that is how the journey of Swayam started. What it means to me today is Swayam just being me. Like I was also birthing myself anew during those years. Swayam was also getting birthed on its own. Today, it is an adult like I am because it has been in existence for almost 5 years. It has brought me immense joy. It has brought me immense satisfaction. But more importantly, this is where I feel I belong. It brings me a lot of belongingness. And that is how I have been able to reach out to people who I'm meant to reach out to. I have been saying things that I'm meant to say, and I have been making a community of people who are always meant to be connected to me. So, Swayam has been in existence since 2020. It's now 5 long years. It has a beautiful, warm identity of its own. During my own healing journey, something happened, which kind of left a thought behind. There is a lot that I have discovered and uncovered in my own self. Moments of realization, when something has triggered me and I have been able to sit with it, process it, and understand what it means to me. There was a version of me before I discovered myself, and there is this version of me today where I have a very good understanding of who am I. But do I get enough space or enough platform or enough opportunities to talk about it? Not really. Healing and transforming and finding yourself can be a very isolatory journey. You don't really talk about it enough. And that's where this entire need started. I felt this need very badly that I want to be I want to be able to talk about my victories. I want to be able to talk about my wins. I want to celebrate who am I becoming today. Although there have been coaching sessions that I have requested from my coach only to talk about, hey, you know what? This is what happened. And instead of spiraling down, this is how I handled it. And I'm looking for that cheer from my coach. I'm looking for that cheer from me. Or I am just wanting to speak it out. Speaking it out, being the core from where Stories of Swerve was birthed. Again, if you look at the name, Stories of Swerve is nothing but stories of self. So many heroes around us, who have taken the charge of their lives, who have decided that I'm not going to run around asking for help. I'm not going to run around asking for people to rescue me. I look in the mirror and I tell myself, I am my own savior. There are enough people who have done that. But do they have platforms? Do they have places where they can talk about their stories? Maybe there, but may not be enough. Why don't I create something of that sort? Maybe somewhere I was looking for a place to voice my own journey as well, which is what I'm doing today by talking about where I have been and where I am today. So, Stories of Swer started with a small collective in my house. The batik that you see behind me. This is where people would come together, like a small little event. We would have tea and snacks, and I would invite people whom I knew about their life. I knew about what they have done with their lives. And I also knew there were people who have maybe been sitting on the edge or may have not even realized the full potential of who they are, and the fact that if they are not happy with something in their life, they have the power to change it, because we all have that power. So, from those small gatherings in my living room where I invited guests, we then took it on to making this a podcast where the person who's telling about their story, they get enough bandwidth to talk about their lives. Not just 10 minutes of discussion in a living room, but full 1 hour of telling us their victories, their win, celebrate who they have been. Now, this can be a platform where they talk about their victories, but the person who's telling their story, they are reliving their lives, which means it can be deeply cathartic in a very, very strong way to talk about your life and to go through those memories where you were not your best self. And then talking about what did you do to change it. And then today, you becoming your hero. This is the hero's arc also for those of you who know screenplay and filmmaking. That is exactly what the hero's arc is. And people who have been their own hero, giving them this mic, giving them this space where they can talk about their story. That is from where Stories of Spur originated. So if you're listening to this podcast and either you are that person who has declared yourself to be the hero, you have taken charge of your life and you have changed your life in some way or the other for the better, and you would like to be on this podcast, you would like to take this opportunity to talk about your life, reach out to us. or if you know somebody who has been a person like that, who has been your model, who has been inspiring you, and if you feel this can be a place where they can talk about their story, reach out to us again. Like I said, talking about your story can be deeply cathartic. It can be another level of healing. It can be another level of awakening for you or for your near and dear ones. So reach out to us if you know someone or if you are that someone. My other intention behind making this as a podcast and moving out from my living room into this big virtual world was that it reaches out to those who are meant to hear it. Like I said, there are plenty of us who are still living their lives thinking that they are helpless, thinking that they are at the mercy of the situations of the people they are with. If they hear some bits of the podcast that we put up and something resonates, something tells them that I do also have the power. Something tells them while they're brushing their teeth in the mirror that, I don't need to look at my boss to promote me and then be happy. I can be my own boss. So let this message reach out to as many people as it is meant to. That is how Stories of Swar originated. And I'm glad with the kind of effect it has had, even with very limited episodes that we've been able to put up. I am hopeful that season two and the guests that come in season two, that will have a larger impact and it will reach a larger number of audience. And that will be our small little contribution into making this world a better place to be in. If you have reached this far in the episode, thank you for staying with me. Thank you for staying with the podcast. I'm sure something has been meaningful to you in the podcast that you have heard. And for me, a very clear indication of you coming across me and this podcast means that it is signal for you. It probably means that your inner being is calling you to become a better version of who you are. And remember, you are already best. You're already the best version of who you are. However, there is always scope to do better. Maybe it is that indication. Maybe it is this sign. If I leave you with questions, if I leave you with that little bit of nudge at the back of your mind that says, am I doing the best with my life? Or am I looking at people to change? Am I looking at situations to change? Am I looking at cities to change? Then maybe it is your time to understand that only you have to change and everything else will automatically change around you. Thank you so much. It has been lovely for me to talk about my journey, and I want to thank you, all of you, this global consciousness, for giving me this opportunity to talk about my own journey. Like I said, Stories of Swo is cathartic for people who come as guests. Today's episode has been deeply cathartic for me because I have gone through my life journey in the flow that maybe I have not been so far. So thank you for creating this space. And I will see you on the other side of the camera. Thank you.